his Red Sox to the mound this afternoon. Let's take a look at the lineups now. Brought to you by Orlando Health. Yandy Diaz, good career numbers against Gray, leads it off. Aranda and then Caminero. Mullins, Simpson, who was fantastic yesterday, and then Mesa Jr., who homered in yesterday's game. Palacios, Walls, and Fiducia rounded out.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Boston Red Sox, it's going to be right-hander Sonny Gray, the first right-hander, by the way, the Rays have seen from the Boston Red Sox this season. This is Game 9. But Sonny Gray, I'll tell you, he has been absolutely sensational. The Red Sox have won 13 of his 17 starts. He's 11-1 at ERA of 2.54, an outstanding whip of 1.10. You can see he's allowed 10 home runs, all 10 solo. Those are the ones that don't really hurt you. So Sonny Gray putting together quite a season here for the Red Sox, and so the Rays offensively will have their work cut out for them. This is the mix, and you want to talk about a mix? Look at this. 20, 20, 20, 19, 16. I mean, he does a great job of keeping you guessing, and as we said in the open coming in, he really does a good job of pounding the bottom of the strike zone. Occasionally, with the four-seam fastball, he will elevate, but for the most part, he tries to work from the top of the knees down. And so the Rays hitters, early on at least, want to show a little bit of patience. Not too much. We'll get into that later as the game goes on, but they want to see him with a little bit of elevation, and if he does elevate, you can't miss. Let's take a quick look at that Red Sox defense and see how it's going to line up behind him. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Jaron Duran, Cedar Rafaela, and Wilyer Abreu. Infield, third to first, Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, Romy Gonzalez, and Wilson Contreras. Connor Wong gets the call behind the plate.
Well, Chad Tracy's doing a lot of things right these days, and it took him quite a while to get this team righted. And it took this kind of a run just to get back to one game over 500. The question is, how long can they maintain? I mean, you can't maintain a run like this forever, but they have made themselves, I think, relevant again, at least for now, in the wild card race. Think of this. As hot as they've been, they've gained all of 3 games on the race. That's it during this whole run. Kevin Cash, certainly a little bit irritated after what happened yesterday, understandably, with that 4-run 7th inning. And he managed that game, B.A. You said like he really needed to win a game, and he confirmed that today when we chatted with him before the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, anytime that you're going to Kevin Kelly in the 4th inning, you know, I thought that Ian Seymour coming out was a little bit of a surprise. Kevin Kelly going multiple innings, but that's what it felt like. It felt like it had a, I guess for a game in July, a playoff feel for how Kevin was managing that, being very aggressive, trying to get that win. And unfortunately, the Red Sox came back late and snatched it from them.
They're on a bit of a magic carpet ride these days here at Fenway Park, and the Rays will try to put a pin in it. First pitch of the game in the dirt, dug out by Contreras. 1:39 we're underway, and already 1 out.
Well, you know what? Let's go look at our 4 keys right now. And this is what's really interesting. The first pitch of an at-bat, Sonny Gray, the opposition has been able to get to him. An average approaching 400, and half of his home runs have come on the first pitch of an at-bat. And this is why you want to temper being super aggressive against him and then super patient to see it up. Look at the average against if he gets you to 2 strikes. 0.94. There's only one better in baseball, Wheeler in Philadelphia, at 0.80. So if he gets you to 2 strikes, Sonny Gray, the opposition is 16 for 170.
That's hard to really comprehend.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's about as perfect as you're ever going to get.
Yeah. I saw one other starter earlier this year with a sub 100 batting average against with 2 strikes. It was Shohei Ohtani. I rechecked this morning, and it's up to 103. So he's as good as it gets in baseball when he gets you to 2 strikes. So you want to be patient and see him elevate, but don't be too patient, because if he gets you to 2 strikes, you're an out.
It's interesting because for so long, everything in baseball for pitching was keep the ball down. Then they went to a thing, and it still is there, where you want to elevate the fastball, right? Put it just above the zone. But he is more of the, to coin the cliche, an old school type pitcher in that sense, right? Everything down.
Well, think about this. It's another market inefficiency. So now that everybody elevates, well, hitters start to train for velocity and for elevation. Now you see a guy who works down at the bottom of the zone again. You don't see those types of pitchers anymore. And they're there. How about that? Jonathan Aranda, with that patience, is able to earn the walk. That's something that Sonny Gray has not done a lot of this year.
Ronda's still looking for his first hit of the series, but getting on base is just as good.
You almost have that philosophy that you had against knuckleballers. See it high, let it fly. See it low, let it go. And that's kind of what you have to have, but you've got to temper that with not being so patient that you put yourself in a hole, because then you're in big trouble.
Junior Caminero was hitting the ball on the ground yesterday and hitting to a double play and 3 groundouts, all to Durbin. Now, twice Durbin robbed him. He could have had a 2 or 3 hit day yesterday. But Junior's game is getting the ball up in the air, which is not easy to do these days against Sonny Gray. You always hear about a pitcher executing a game plan, but from what you're saying, BA, it's the hitters have to execute their own kind of game plan against him.
Yeah, early in the count, you want to see the ball up, period. But you don't want to get late into a count with Sonny Gray. So it's a fine line that you walk. It's not easy.
The ground ball to third. It's a fair ball.
Oh, boy.
Oh, the throw is airmailed. Contreras, to his credit, coming way off the bag. So finally, Caminero gets on by hitting it to Durbin, and it's 2 men aboard.
I mean, we have an interesting perspective up here, but when Durbin let go of that baseball, I thought it was going in the stands. I mean, it came out hot and high. Heck of a job to get there, and then he just turns and fires it nowhere near the bag. And so Junior's able to get a hit on a ball hit to Durbin.
So it's 2-on and 1 out in the first. Here's Cedric Mullins. He went. Third base umpire Malachi Moore.
I felt like Secret Service this morning, by the way. And
yeah?
Took the bus over, and Junior was on the bus with me, and of course Westy and Cliff up front. And when we got to where they drop us off here at Fenway, Junior looked at me with big eyes like, oh, what? And I turned around, and the fans that were out around the bus and the length of, distance that we had to go to get him in there. I'm like, we got you, buddy. So we had Cliff and Westy up front. I was behind, and we escorted Junior through the crowd and got him into the stadium.
And with that, he already has a hit, but not this time for Mullins. Down on 3 pitches.
Well, not wasting any time. Get ahead, and then there's that breaking ball. That sweeper that Sonny Gray features is a nasty pitch. A lot of depth to it. He does a good job of sweeping it away from the right-handers, and he will back foot it to those lefties. And it's one of those, like, a lot of late action down, and he spins it so tight that it's tough to pick up. And so you think, man, fastball, down, I got to go after it, and then all of a sudden it starts its break.
Chandler Simpson had a heck of a day yesterday. And scoring twice, stealing a bag, getting a couple of hits.
Yeah, and I don't mind this matchup here at all. If Sonny Gray is going to encourage the ground ball,
go for it.
That's what you want from Chandler Simpson. We talked about it yesterday. Balls in the air are his kryptonite. They're outs. So he's got to stick with that ground ball line drive approach. And so if a guy's going to encourage the ground ball, okay, go ahead and take it. Find a hole, beat it out.
And there it is. The pop fly. That's almost a certain out, and it is. And the Rays lead 2 here in the first inning. A walk and a hit, and 2 men left. McClanahan. This afternoon's lineup brought to you by Orlando Health for the Boston Red Sox. Here's Jahmai Jones, Ceddanne Rafaela, and then the guy that just can't not put it over the wall these days, Wilyer Abreu. The All-Star Contreras, then Durbin and Gonzalez, Monasterio, Duran, and Connor Wong.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays is going to be left-hander Shane McClanahan, making his 18th start of the season. Outstanding numbers, 8-5, ERA 2.83, outstanding whip. And we talked about coming in. His last 2 starts have been stellar. This is the mix right here. Keeps it pretty simple by today's standards. That 4-seam fastball averages 96 miles an hour. An excellent changeup. Uses it almost 30% of the time. Great numbers against that pitch for Shane. That batting average against his changeup is 124. 13 for 105 the opposition. So he does a really good job at keeping that ball down in the zone. The change of speed, good depth to it.
Off the glove of Caminero. Jahmai Jones, base hit.
And that's how it's going. You know, that was the changeup. I like the pitch, but wait till you see where the location is. We just talked about how good he's with that pitch down in the zone. Guess what? Not as effective when it's up in the zone. And Jones was able to get right around it and smoke that ball right off the top of Junior's glove. He's frustrated.
He had leapt about as high as he possibly could. And then a bunt by Rafaela goes foul. Playing for one early behind Sonny Gray.
Well, I think right there that I don't even think he was playing for one. I think he was playing for a base hit. You know, you take a look at where Palacios is, okay? Now, if he pushes that ball to the right side with the runner being held on, if he gets it by Shane, it's a base hit. So now you got first and second and nobody. Now, that was a little bit better defended by the Rays right there, but he had given away what he was trying to do, and now he's given McClanahan the opposition to wipe him out. We've seen that before. When a runner's being held on and that second baseman is pulled way up the middle, if you can just push a bunt, it doesn't even have to be perfect. Just push it hard enough to get it by the pitcher, and it's a base hit.
A pop up into foul ground. Aranda watching it through the sunshine and follows it right in.
Did you see how he angled his body?
I did.
To try to stay away from that sun. That was well done by Aranda. Let's take a look at the rest of that Rays defense for you. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Chandler Simpson, Cedric Mullins, and Victor Mesa Jr. Joining Aranda on that infield is going to be Junior Caminero, Taylor Walls, and Richie Palacios, with Hunter Fiducia getting the call behind the plate.
Wilyer Abreu has been a wrecking crew as one man against the Rays these last 2 days. Back-to-back 2-homer games.
Did you read the note today for the Red Sox? The first player in Major League Baseball history to hit 2 game-tying or go-ahead home runs in a victory 2 days in a row.
Wow. I believe it. We saw it. Back goes Jahmai Jones.
I mean, that was a word salad of a first in Major League history. But it just goes to show you never know in this game.
Yeah.
You come watch every day. You never know what you're going to see. And that second home run that he hit yesterday, it almost felt inevitable. You know, when he was up in the count 3-0 and saw a fastball, saw another fastball, and then the third fastball was the one that was in the worst spot. And he was, you know, the way that he's seeing the ball right now.
It was like when Junior was homering every day. It felt
Yeah.
like, oh, he's just going to get another one today. Good pitch, 2-2. So when you're facing a guy that hot, you're aware of it as a pitcher. You just got to really lean into your game plan.
Yes. Yeah. And realize that execution is so important. And if you're going to miss to the area that he's not going to hurt you. And if you walk him, you know what? You learn to fight another day. There's a change up down over the bullpen. How about that? 5 for 11 this series. 4 of them have left the yard. And none bigger than the 2 yesterday. It gave him a 3-2 lead. Rays came back, tied it up, you know, and all of a sudden took the lead. And then he gives the lead back to him again.
Smash foul. Thankfully, the screen is there. Everybody's got all their teeth. 2-2.
We assume.
Well, unless they didn't have all of them coming in, which is always possible. Jones runs. He has tried it twice during this sequence with Abreu up.
Well, Shane has given up 12 stolen bases in 14 attempts. He does have a pickoff. Boston, they will pick their spots to run. Yeah, they've been kind of like the Rays, limited in the long ball, so you have to find other ways to score.
Not going. 3-2.
Let's see how aggressive they get here with 1 out. See if they send Jones, Contreras on deck.
I got to think he's going.
Yeah, I do too.
He's tried it twice in the sequence. Let's see what he does here on 3-2. 1 out, first inning, no score. He does not go. It'll stay in the yard as Mullins gets it for the 2nd out.
Surprised he didn't go. And boy, the fans were excited about that medium deep fly ball to center.
They're all giddy around here these days.
They are. They are.
And honestly, they get a little tough to take for me. Maybe it's just dealing with this for 20-some years.
American League East, yes. Has something to do with it.
All right, here's Contreras, and we've noted throughout the series he has a lot of damage in first innings this year. And he's trying to dunk one, but Mullins able to cut in front of Mason, make the catch. He's out on 1 pitch. Hats off to Shane McClanahan working around the first batter single. Well, for the first hit and every hit this season, Suncoast Credit Union donates $79 to local nonprofits. Visit suncoast.com/raise for more information. Scoreless, we go to the 2nd. Mesa, Palacios, Walls due up against the 36-year-old Sonny Gray. The other thing for Gray is that he's been going deep into games. And they could use that today, having chewed up. You know, they always say nothing will chew up a bullpen more than a winning streak. But, of course, the All-Star break came in between. Here's a drive to the gap in right center field. And that scoots by Rafaela into the triangle. Mesa's on his way to 3rd, and the Rafaela has trouble with it. Brady Williams is waving him home. Here comes a throw to the plate. He is out. Safe, pardon me. The ball was dropped. It's an inside the Parker for Victor Mesa Jr. The throw beat him, and I guess Connor Wong juggled the baseball. 1-0 Rays.
Boy, Rays got some breaks on that play right there. Number one, the pitch location. Watch where this pitch is. Again, we said you want to see Sonny Gray up early in the count, then that right there. If that ball bounces straight back, probably going to be a double. But as it kicks into the triangle, now you got a chance for a triple. And when the ball wasn't picked up clean, now you send him. And he never actually had the ball.
Never did.
That ball in and out of the glove. There's the collision. The ball was never anywhere near Connor Wong.
So the Rays take the lead 1-0 on a perfectly placed line drive to the alley by Victor Mesa Jr. And it felt like half the Rays dugout was out of the dugout when he was rounding 3rd. A jolt for the Rays early on this Sunday. Take a sip of water. You just got all your steps in today, Victor. And now it's 2-1 to Palacios. Three and 1. Just the fact that the Red Sox are going with a right-hander today. There's Rafaela, who can always seem to do no wrong against the Rays. But as B.A. pointed out, this is the first time the Rays are seeing a righty in a Boston uniform as a starter this year. In fact, the Red Sox starters, they're so heavy left-handed. The most starts by left-handers in the game, and only 25 starts by right-handers, and it's 2 guys. It's Gray and it's Brian Bayo.
Who's now in the bullpen?
Who's now in. He's a long man, I guess. There's a base hit up the middle by Richie Palacios. On 3-2. He's got the Rays' 3rd base hit. And for the Red Sox, too, it should be noted, they're missing 3 top left-handers. As you see Palacios go down to get this.
Yep. That breaking ball right there. He's able to just go down and punch it through the middle of the field.
So 1 on and 1 out, and nobody out. 1 on, nobody out. Here's Taylor Walls. Richie goes back.
Oh, he might have got.
No, the ball dropped.
Dropped the ball. I'll tell you what, they had a chance to get him there. The throw was there in time to be able to make a play, and Contreras was not able to reel it in. That would have been close. Oh, by the way, Richie with a very rare 2-strike hit against Sonny Gray.
Oh, that's a great point. So he might get closer now to actually the 100 mark. Although he's probably not there yet for just one hit, but rare 2-strike hit against Sonny Gray.
Oh, no. No.
Just to finish the thought, though, they're missing Garrett Crochet, Connolly Early, and Ranger Suarez. Those are 3 of their top pitchers, all lefties, and all they have is lefties outside of Gray and Vega. It's kind of an odd setup. Palacios runs, and he's out.
What a scoop and tag by Monasterio. I mean, that throw by Connor Wong a little bit short, but Monasterio showing some hand-eye coordination. They're going to take a look at it. They have to feel pretty good about it to go to the replay this early. But
sure
watch
do.
the glove work right here. Scoop, boom, and tag.
No,
right. That left hand sneaks in and he gets him on the shoulder. Yeah, this is a good challenge right here. Like
good hands, but you gotta tag the guy.
Yeah. And that's, if you're going to go to replay this early, you've got to feel really good about it and
tag the dirt, not the man.
Didn't get him until he got that left shoulder. That hand was already on the bag.
And a gasp by the crowd as they show it here on the video board.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question to this one. Especially after they build the mosaic.
Yeah.
When they build the mosaic, it becomes very clear.
It's one heck of a mosaic.
I'd put it on the mantle above the fireplace.
I have not seen an angle yet that shows that this won't be overturned.
Yeah.
There's your mosaic.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is safe, and Tampa will retain their count.
Well, here it is. That tag right into the dirt, the hand to the bag, and then he finally touches him. It's too late at that point.
So it's a break for the Rays and still nobody out. And can they do something with this? 2-1 to Walls. Good patient at bat here by Taylor. 3 balls, 1 strike.
And you've seen the Rays able to work some pretty good counts. You know, they forced Sonny Gray to have to come back into the zone, trying to take those pitches that are down in the zone. We said he lives down there. He tries to elevate for a strike, doesn't get it. Another walk.
His second walk, and it's 2-1, nobody out for the Rays. And Andrew Bailey, the pitching coach, is going to make an early visit to go talk to his veteran right-hander. To recap the inning, the inside the park home run by Victor Mesa Jr., where he could have been out had the catcher Wong been able to hold on to the 1-bounce throw from Romy Gonzalez. The inside the Parker, the base hit with 2 strikes to Palacios, steals second on an overturned call, and now the walk to Walls.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
2 outs, nobody on. Or I mean 2 on, nobody out, and you've got a guy that's going to try to pound the zone. He's going to try to get Fiducia to hit a ball into the ground. Look for a ground ball double play. Did you think about bunting Hunter?
Absolutely.
Right? 9-hole. Lay down that bunt, second and third, 1 out. If everything goes according to plan.
Well, they tried to bunt with Fiducia earlier in the series, and he popped it up. But is it easier to bunt against a guy that's already looking for the ground ball?
Yeah, well, and it depends on how early you square around, too, because then all of a sudden, if he's throwing a fastball, he may try to elevate it. But in theory, yes, and there's the bunt, and see how he kind of pokes at it. Those are tough to get down. And that ball, tough to bunt, too, as it was working its way in on Fiducia. But they did try to go with it, see if they stay with it.
G. Contreras, they're in very shallow at first, although not as shallow as he was yesterday when when Simpson was batting in a bunt spot.
And so that's exactly what he's doing. As Hunter squares around, he's changing the angle of where he's throwing that pitch. The first one he was able to get him to go after it. That one was too far in off the plate.
Pitcher can change that like mid-delivery or mid.
If you're throwing a fastball, I mean, if you've got a fastball grip and you're getting ready to throw and he squares early, yeah, you can change where you're going to throw it.
Bunt foul, 1-2. Well, now it's the 2-strike situation against Sonny Gray. Usually the bunt is off with 2 strikes. And it's strike 3 called.
The old two-seamer, the comeback two-seamer. And you can see by the reaction of Fiducia, he thinks that ball is going to be in off the plate. Watch his reaction. Our Advent Health strike zone starts it, and you see how he's backing out of there? It comes back and catches that inside corner.
So 2-1 and 1 out. And they get back to the top of the order, Yandy Diaz. Look at that. Nobody better. I mean, 443 runners in scoring position this late in the season.
And no peer.
No.
Kurtz is 40 points behind him.
Runners go. Shallow right, and they better return quick because the Braves got a great arm. Catch is made, and the runners do return.
I'll tell you what, you saw Aranda with the way that he went after that pop-up and was kind of angling himself to stay out of the sun. Same thing there with Abreu. So that high sky, guys are having to battle it here this afternoon. There it is. There's that one cloud. One cloud. Other than that, is a gorgeous day.
Oh, look at your wind patterns here. What are you learning from this?
You know what? Be careful. Be careful what you ask me.
And Aranda with a soft pop fly to left, and Sonny Gray is going to get out of it with only 1 run allowed. All right, well, it started with a bang here in the 2nd inning. Victor Mesa Jr. rounded them all. An inside the park home run, and homering now in back-to-back games, and it's given the Rays a 1-0 lead.
Fenway, well, it's funny. Ask around the clubhouse about Victor Mesa Jr., and almost nobody starts with the home runs. He now has 4 in his last 8 games. They start with the energy, the personality, the life he brought into the room. Nick Martinez told me Victor has a really high baseball IQ and understands what the team needs, adding he brings the energy, very much a part of our identity, as Durbin is able to drop that in there for a single. Johnny DeLuca, who was once called a vibes guy himself, reiterated. He said he's vibes too, praising not just the production but the willingness to learn despite all the talent. And I'll tell you, personality, that was on full display today. Victor walked into Fenway wearing a Lionel Messi themed Argentina jacket, and he's a big Messi fan. Has a couple of tattoos of him on his body. He joked that Kevin Cash said this is the only thing that he's told me all year that he's liked, and already has the clubhouse TV remotes claimed so he can watch Messi the second this game is over in the World Cup final in New Jersey.
Well, he would have made Messi proud on that trip around the bases for sure. He ran like the great Messi there. Leadoff man on for the Red Sox. Softly at the foul line, it is foul. Why is Durbin still at second base? Does he not know?
I don't think anybody knew.
Yeah. Back to first with you. Well, you play through the play, right? You play until they tell you to stop.
Yeah, I mean, Romy was lingering around first base.
Yeah. Now tip, and it's 1-2. So Gonzalez and then Monasterio. Well, the Rays up 1-0. And the infield double play positioning, and Shane can roll a ground ball with the best of them. But Durbin runs. It's a strikeout and a steal that goes into center field. Durbin takes third.
Trying to rush that throw after getting the strikeout. Durbin had a big jump, and we said this Boston Red Sox team, they will run. They'll try to make some things happen. Rush that throw. I don't think he had a real good grip on it either. That ball looked like it was not secure in the hand of Fiducia, and he ends up pulling that ball a little bit, and Taylor's not able to make that backhanded scoop.
Monasterio with the infield now in. And this is when you need the strikeout of Shane McClanahan.
And I'll tell you what, that first swing right there by Monasterio shows you that you can get it. I mean, that was an over-aggressive swing at a curveball that was basically in the dirt. Take advantage of that.
Half swing. No swing. Like Esteban. Monasterio, 2 doubles and a run scored yesterday. Out of play, and it is 1-2. Okay, now he's set up. It's funny, you'd think for a guy that's a strikeout pitcher like Shane, fastballs would be the big pitch, and they are, but from what you've been saying, changeup could be best swing and miss here.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. His highest swing and miss pitch at 37%.
There it is, and ruled a ball, but McClanahan wants it. He pointed as if he wanted a challenge, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I can't believe Monasterio didn't swing at this. Your eye's not that good. He did. He wanted Fiducia to challenge that.
And one pitch later, the Red Sox have tied it. Monasterio with a base hit. It's going to try for 2. And safe.
Well, how about that? Monasterio takes the changeup and then right back to it. That's in almost the same exact spot, and he had just gotten a pretty good look at it. That one he puts a pretty good swing on and gets it deep enough that he's able to not only drive in the run, but get himself to second base. Boy, did you see how he, with that right hand, went to the inside part of the bag? When he saw Palacios searching for the hand, he just moved his hand over to the other side of the bag. That was a great job on the slide by Monasterio.
Ties the game. And these days, when you give the Red Sox a little bit of a seam, it seems like they are exploiting it.
Yeah, watch this right here. Watch as Richie goes to search to make the tag. Watch Monasterio. All of a sudden now he moves that right hand, and so Richie misses it.
It's a great job.
Yeah, that was. He's reading the ball coming in, seeing where Richie catches it, and then just shifting his hand to the other side of the bag.
Two and two. Durant is a top of the order type hitter, but hitting down in the bottom of the order because of the numbers you just saw, hit in the 190s. Bit of a sleeping giant in their lineup. No swing, 3-2. And a walk. From 1-2 to a walk. And that'll bring Kyle Snyder out to talk to McClanahan. We'll get ready for the best summer at Tropicana Field with, of course, the Tampa Bay Rays. With the family pack, it's a heck of a deal, folks. You can get tickets to the game, meals for everybody, and a parking pass starting at only $27 per person. Find out more, RaysBaseball.com/summer. Rays will be home again this coming Friday against Cleveland, a three-team homestand. Cleveland, Texas, and the White Sox all coming in. Right now, McClanahan in a spot. He's already given back the 1-0 lead. It's 2-1 out. And the visit over with Snyder. Here's Connor Wong. Runners go. They throw on the backside, and Duran is out. Monasterio taking third.
And that was a good job by Palacios in finding the left hand right there to make that tag. Boy, Boston being very aggressive on the base pass early in this ball game, and now here with the double steal, and it was a late takeoff. That was the problem. That's why Duran got popped. He left late, and Fiducia throws behind, and right there, easy for Palacios. That is really interesting how late Duran's jump was, and we'll take a look at it after this pitch, but that's why he got thrown out. You'll see out there, you will see Monasterio break, and then Duran a split second later, then he breaks. He's late.
Caminero. And a good throw ends the inning. So a fine job by McClanahan and Fiducia and Palacios to get through it. We're tied at 1.
This is why Jarren Duran got thrown out. We were talking about watch his break off of first base. First of all, he's got a huge lead. He doesn't go until McClanahan's almost all the way landed. A way late break, and that's what allowed Fiducia, even with that gigantic lead. By the way, you could have had a bigger lead. You could take that lead all the way out to where that first baseman is. And if the first baseman tries to cut in behind you, now it's a race to the bag, and the pitcher's having to throw to a moving target who's screened by you. So you could have even gotten a bigger lead than Duran did. However, it was his late break is what cost him.
14 steals for Duran. That's only the second time he's been caught, even with the sizable lead.
Well, with a left-hander, as soon as that front leg flinches, you're gone. He didn't break until McClanahan had already cleared his leg kick and was about to land. That is way too late, even with a big lead, as we saw.
Certainly benefited the Rays. One ground ball later, they were out of it. 0-2 to Caminero. So, with the numbers you were saying about Sonny Gray with 2 strikes, do you go into defensive mode if you're a hitter then? I mean,
yeah, you better do something because the odds don't favor you.
Didn't chase. 2-2.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to do here. I'm telling you right now, Andy.
Yeah.
These rogue blasts of wind up into the booth. I'm about done. I'm about done. It's throwing my pencil all over the place. Right into your lap.
Amazingly, your coffee is not yet spilled.
It's because it's full.
Oh.
And that's a scary thing, too, because by the time I get to the bottom of this, who knows how riled up it's going to be. Well, he finally was able to put him away.
In the zone, too.
Yeah, that's the tough thing with Sonny Gray. Again, when he gets you to 2 strikes, especially 0-2, 1-2. Now he can really, well, yeah, look at that. He likes that 2-seamer away to the righties. Our Orlando Health slow-mo replay put it right in that zone, and Junior just couldn't find it.
Mullins struck out on 3 pitches in the first inning. He's never had a hit against Sonny Gray. 0 for 10 career. Sonny Gray, I mean, he has been all through this league. Came in as a top pick out of Vanderbilt, I believe, for the A's, Yankees for 2 years, Reds for parts of 3, Twins for 2, Cardinals for 2. First year in Boston, a 3-time All-Star. Did he go or not? Nope. He did not, said Malachi Moore. 3-1 to Mullins. Much more competitive at bat for Cedric. And there's Simpson waiting next. But that pitch just below. I mean, you know, we see the box there. Of course, it's not there hovering in real life, but I mean, it is right at the edge.
And he's given you what you want.
Yeah.
He's given you the 3-1 fastball, and he's given it to you out over the plate. He's just keeping it in a spot that you can't really do anything with.
Didn't chase that one, and it's ball 4. A 1-up walk to Cedric Mullins. And now our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. Chandler Simpson coming up, and he's been doing a lot lately.
How about that? 341 on the average. You want to get him on base. Does have the 7 extra base hits. Scored 9 runs, 9 stolen bases. Those are the numbers that you want to see. That's what he's able to do. He's out there on base regularly. He's going to make things happen. And he doesn't even necessarily have to run to make things happen. He just gets a pitcher a little too worried about him. They start making mistakes to the hitter.
Didn't go.
But the Rays, you can see him fighting to not go after Sonny Gray early. They know that he pounds the zone. They know that he loves the ball down at the bottom of the zone, but they're fighting themselves to not go after those pitches down low early.
Hit hard down the right field line. Simpson's going to try for second. Abreu with a good arm, but it's cut off. A double for Simpson. Mullins to third, and here come the Rays in the third.
Remember the first at bat. Sonny Gray elevated Chandler, a weak fly ball into the outfield. Like we said, the fly ball is kryptonite for Chandler. You want ground balls and line drives. He stays down, pulls that pitch down and in. They wanted that down and away, and he just hits a rope out into right field and then is able to turn that into a double. Another extra base hit.
So it is. Now the Red Sox will play aggressively defensively with everybody crowding Victor Mesa Jr. Foul ball. And his most recent home run earlier today stayed in the yard. For those that might enjoy some Rays history, the 25th inside the park home run in the history of the Rays. And the most recent one came last year to the month. Jake Mangum did it against the A's Mitch Spence up at Steinbrenner Field. Not inside the park is for the Rays. Nobody more since the Rays became a thing. 1 ball, 1 strike. I feel like a bunch of them have come here at Fenway too. I can remember Denard Span doing it. I can remember Kevin Kiermaier doing it, among others. Chopped foul. And here we go. This is what it looked like. Perfectly placed in the outfield.
Yeah, that ball right in the middle of the zone, and then there's the kick. That's the kick that gets it done. That did not help. all of that, there was a play. A play to be made at the plate. Wong not able to come up with the baseball, and there was your first run.
Oh, elevated to the top of the zone.
He's going to lose this. This is one of those emotional challenges. You know, you get rung up.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and Sonny Gray gets the strikeout right when he needed it.
Yeah, boy, he did. I'll tell you, those second and third and one out. And yeah, that's the situation that the Rays have been really good at getting runners home. Runners at third, less than 2. Fastball right there at the top of the zone. There's the ring, and Victor wanted to take a look at it. Did not like that result.
Ball 1 to Palacios. Well, now they need the 2-out hit. He's ahead 2-0. He pops it up, shallow left. Duran is there, and the Rays have second and third with 1 out and cannot punch anyone home. Shane McClanahan coming back to the mound in a 1. Back inside Fenway, where the Rays and the Red Sox are tied at 1. Wasted opportunity in the top of the inning by the Rays. Second and third 1 out, and now it's up to Shane to match it. And it is the top of the order for Boston. Neither starter has had a clean inning yet. Base runners, tops and bottom. Three and 1. Oh, Shane angry at himself on that one. Top of the order, Jones and the Rafaela and Abreu. And it's a leadoff walk. Well, you can throw it back with the Rays Saturday, July 25th. First 10,000 fans through the gates at Tropicana Field can score a retro Devil Rays snapback presented by Dream Home Finders as the Rays take on the Cleveland Guardians. Don't miss your chance to grab this throwback collectible. Visit raysbaseball.com/tickets. Leadoff walks, never a good thing. And now Shane back out of the stretch to deal with some very hot hitters.
Top of that Boston lineup. We've seen how aggressive they've been on the base paths, and you wonder if Jones is itching to go. Not here.
Straightaway center field from Mullins. And there is the first out.
Well, you absolutely believe he's going to be running very soon.
Here's Abreu. Benefit perhaps of a call there. And 0-1. Now things go in waves. We saw how many home runs he had there against the Rays. He knew in 32 games before this series, he had homered a grand total of 3 times against the Rays. And more than that in this series alone. Streaky hitter. Big lead at first for Jones. Not going. Oh, and it hit him. And it's 2 on and 1 out.
And we were just talking about all the home runs Abreu was hitting, but that hit by pitch right there was no intention. You can see from the reaction from Shane, and in a game like this with a runner already aboard, this would be the last thing that you want to do. You can try to make the circumstantial case, but it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. That was an accident. Yeah, he did not mean to do that. Again, first and second now in a tight ball game.
Only third batter hit this year by McClanahan. And now it's 2 on and 1 out for the cleanup hitter, Contreras. One and 1. Two and 1. Contreras leans way out over the plate. He does get hit a lot, but he has been the Red Sox top overall hitter this season. 2 and 2. Good change. That's Jones at second and Abreu at first, 1 out. And now a count runs full and a challenge requested by Fiducia.
I don't think this is going to go the Rays' way.
Nope.
He just pulls this pitch to the glove side and it just never comes back.
So here the runners go with 1 out. And the bases are loaded. So 3 free passes in the inning, 2 walks and a hit by pitch, and they're loaded up. And once again, Kyle Snyder just missing spots.
Yeah, I mean, and then trying to overcompensate and pulling a pitch and then trying to, okay, I want to make sure that I stay taller and drive through the zone, and then he's losing it to the arm side. So there have been some misses. There have been some overcompensation. Trying to find that middle ground, and sometimes it is not real easy, and we're seeing that here in this inning. But you got to find it right now. I mean, because you have now put yourself in a position where the bases are juiced with 1 out, and Caleb Durbin, who had gotten off to such a slow start this year offensively, last 45 games or so, has really picked up the pace.
And as you see, already a hit, a stolen base, and a run scored today. Shane will work out of the stretch with the bases filled. Showing bunt. 1-0. A good changeup returns, even though it ended up out of the zone. It looked like it was in the zone, and it took a left turn.
Well, you've got a hitter at the plate, you know, super aggressive. I know he showed bunt on the first pitch, but he was trying to bunt for a hit. Now he wants to swing it. Oh, baby.
Oh.
And he's challenging that. He's going to win it.
Yes, he is. It's going to be 2-1.
This is a big swing count. 1-2 to 2-1. And that's where it's going to go. So now all of a sudden, with you being firmly in control of the count, now it's just completely flipped, and now it's 2-1. This ball well above the zone. Not well above, but enough.
3-1. Shane has always been a pretty good control pitcher.
Last 2 starts, he hadn't walked anybody
Yeah.
in 12 1/3 innings. No walks, 9 strikeouts.
And he got him to go on a slow curveball, and it rolls behind the plate, and Jones scores. 2-1 Boston. Curveball, right?
Curveball down, and it's able to squeeze through that 5-hole. Fiducia not able to make a play on it. I'd like to see that. Yeah, this will be a good. Yeah, he threw that glove to block it, and it just got a little bit deep in his crouch, and the ball snuck underneath the glove.
Fair ball coming home, hits the runner. 3-1 Boston. Contreras stops at third. Durbin to second. And the Red Sox lead by 2.
Where Junior fielded that baseball and where his momentum was taking him, he had no angle on the throw. And it's not like you can create an angle. You've got to get rid of that ball quickly. So watch the runner coming down the line. Junior moving into foul territory. He's got nowhere to go with the throw. Boy, that's where about the only thing that you can do is, and Fiducia did it, is that you've got to move to the left side of home plate and try to create an angle for Junior and then reach back for the tag. But that throw got pulled right into the runner.
Fielder's choice, E5. And a diving stop by Palacios to get the second out. But now Contreras scores, and it's 4-1 Red Sox. Well, bases loaded, 1 out, all without a hit. They still don't have a hit in the inning, and they've scored 3 times. Popped him up. And while Mullins makes the catch, the damage is already done. Hard to see 3 runs on no hits. Red Sox up 4-1. 3 runs in the 3rd inning without a hit. 2 walks, a hit by pitch, a pass ball, and an error. Ugly from the Rays side. That's why they trail 4-1 as we go to the 4th. And Sonny Gray can be all fast and loose now.
This game has been so strange. You feel like you've landed some body shots against Sonny Gray, and yet you have just the 1 run. And he's been able to wiggle out of some trouble. And then the Red Sox, like you just pointed out, put up 3 runs without a hit.
No.
Without a hit.
Rays helped him out too much.
Unforced errors. I mean, you had a hit batter, you had 2 walks, an error.
And that's just charity for a team that doesn't need it right now. Walls, Fiducia, Diaz coming up for the Rays against Sonny Gray. Did not go. It's 3-1. Well, got to keep, as you say, landing those body shots here against very talented right-hander. Right to where Monasterio's standing. The Toyota trend is that everything's coming up Boston these days.
I mean,
when you're pitching to that team ERA, you don't need much offense.
No, and they're averaging almost 6 runs a game. Run differential of plus 47 over a 12. So you're averaging winning by almost 4 runs a game. So it's been dominant. And 9 of those wins came on the road on a 3-city trip where they went West Coast, LA, Chicago, New York. That's a tough road trip.
It's funny how a team can catch a wave like this. They've done it against 4-game sweep here against New York, who at the time had the best record in the American League. The White Sox, who had one of the better records, 3rd best record in the league. And now doing it against the Rays. They are mid-season hot. But again, just to reiterate, there's still a fair amount out. They're in a wild card spot now, but it's the Rays that still control the division. A Rays team that hasn't lost 5 in a row this year, but that's what would happen if they don't come back today.
And right now, Yankees trailing the Dodgers 3-1 in the 8th.
And they got 2 games today.
Yeah, they had a 12:35 start and then a night game.
Down. Bottom part of the order getting into some good hitters counts against Gray, but he's winning the battles.
Yeah, I mean, again, you've had him wobbling. You've had some base runners, you've had some traffic, you've had some counts in your favor. I think the Rays are doing the best job they can to try to work those counts. You don't see Sonny Gray pitching from behind as often as he has done here this afternoon, but yet, you're 11 outs into the game and just a 1 run.
Not much to show.
No. And here he is, falling behind once again, something he doesn't do a whole lot of. Yeah, look at that. 33 balls, 34 strikes. So 50-50. That is, you before the game, if you would have said, hey, almost 70 pitches in, Sonny Gray ball strike ratio is going to be about 50-50. You'd be like, okay, probably up 4-1, 3-0. I mean, you'd be up something, not just the 1 run. So he's been able to make the big pitch when he's needed to, but he continues to miss and continues to find himself in hitters' counts. And the 3 walks.
He looks somewhat gettable today.
Yeah, absolutely right. Not commanding the strike zone, not commanding the counts.
And now 3-1 to Yandy Diaz.
Again. I bet you he's had more 3-1 counts in the first 4 innings of this game than he probably has had in any other game combined.
Yeah, has to be. Full count. He's out of the inning. 1, 2, 3. 3 ball counts to everybody, and doesn't seem to matter. Well, you're watching Race Baseball presented by Union Home Mortgage. As we go to the bottom of the 4th, and the graphic looks good except the score.
It has been that way all series long. We may need to give up that graphic until the Rays get a lead.
Yeah.
And then hold the lead, Andy.
Well, as you know, that's the most important part of it.
It is. We've seen that anybody can take the lead.
That's not the hard part.
No. No.
And you can even point out more specifically that when the Rays have scored runs in this series, the Red Sox have countered almost every single time.
Incredible.
Haven't been able to hold these leads. Walls takes care of Duran, 1 gone. So the Rays have scored in 6 different innings in this series, and the Red Sox have scored directly after that, the bottom of the inning, 5 of those 6 times.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at that. There it is.
That's demoralizing. Is what that is. That's demoralizing. You score and you immediately give it back up. Yeah. Immediately.
The weird part today is their 3-run inning with no hits. Dave, our stat man, just, I don't know how he found this, but so well done. That's only the 4th time in the history of the Rays that they've allowed 3 runs in an inning with no hits.
Yeah, where do you find that?
Imagine what happened once. Even 4 times. How did he find that? Incredible filters. Happened 3 years ago against Cleveland, but only the 4th time ever the Rays have allowed 3 runs an inning without allowing a hit. So how did they do it? 2 walks, a hit by pitch, a pass ball, and an error. And a run scoring on a ground ball.
Sounds like an 8U game.
Yeah, it sure does. 2-2 the count here to Connor Wong.
Or a random rec league game.
Doesn't happen too often. That's the thing, though. When you're on one of these rides that the Red Sox are, again, it can't last forever. But just, they got that thing right now. Wong is retired. They're making their breaks, but they're also getting the breaks. And look, not taking anything away. They've earned all of them. You win big league baseball games, you deserve the wins. Clanahan trying to find it here in the 4th.
Yeah, good change up there. I mean, a great change up. Kept it right at the bottom of the zone and then buried it right to the dirt.
Well, you got to keep throwing up the zeros and hope this offense can finally figure out a bit of a wobbly Sonny Gray today. I know the score doesn't look like it, but Sonny has appeared to be gettable, and the Rays haven't gotten him. They left 2 men on in the 4th. They had 2nd and 3rd, 1 out in the 3rd inning, and didn't get anyone home.
3 straight 3-1 counts in the top of the 4th that he turned into outs.
It's a beautiful inning there by Shane McClanahan, and the Red Sox are down 1-2-3 for the first time today. Plenty of Rays fans here in Boston, but so far more than a bit disappointed as the Rays offense needs to come save the day. McClanahan and his young fan there, no doubt happy about what just happened in the 4th. But now can the Rays get the offense finally going here against Sonny Gray? And there's a good start. A base hit by Jonathan Aranda. Well, the Rays are on the road. The party's still on. You can just head to Hooters this coming Wednesday. That's July 22nd for an official Rays watch party as the Rays take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Grab some wings, win tickets, score autographed merch. Just visit raysbaseball.com/watch party. Hey, a lot of love in that room over there. Chris Adams Ball on your left will be hosting that watch party. Doug Wechter, Neil Solondz on Rays Radio this afternoon.
Doug will be lamenting the fact that he's not at that watch party.
Yeah.
Sad. Loves the wings.
Predicted a win today by the Rays.
And predicted Jonathan Aranda as his pick to click.
He did. It's like 7 names there for 3 people.
That right? They look very happy too. Big breakfast.
Got it to hand it to them. They did a nice job today with breakfast.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, the first couple of days, again, I was looking for a hazmat suit when I left. But this morning, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, job well done. Well, we're not back here again unless potentially October. Here's Aranda being held by Contreras. They don't turn it.
No, that got very, very deliberate. And I think that Monasterio had a hard time getting that ball out of the glove. Off the bat, that looked tailor-made. That's something that teams have been able to do with Junior Caminero. Led the league in ground ball double plays last year. But, yeah, he does not get good grip on that baseball. By the time he gets it on its way, it's too late. Good hustle by Junior to stay out of it.
Bit of a break for the Rays for sure. Can they capitalize? Up the first base line, one play for Gray, 2 down. Two-out runner at second. It'll be up to Chandler Simpson. Rays have the 1 run on the inside the park homer by Victor Mesa Jr. and they left others in scoring position waiting to come in, and now they got a chance to at least get something back here. Fair ball. Contreras ends the inning. Another man left in scoring position by the Rays, who trail 4-1 midway through.
Park, you know, one of this ballpark's best kept secrets is not in plain view. It's actually tucked above the third base side on the third level deck here at Fenway Park. There's actually a 5,000 square foot urban garden where more than 6,000 pounds of organic produce are harvested every year. 70 different vegetables and herbs are grown and served throughout the ballpark, from the club level to the concession stand. So the food you're eating here at Fenway Park is actually grown here right inside of the ballpark. It's all harvested by local farmers, all by hand here at Fenway as well. And I'll tell you what, every time I go around this ballpark, you find something new in this 114-year-old venue, guys. And so cool to be able to go up there and see that vantage point of that garden where all of those herbs are grown. It really shows it's a symbol of sustainability, proving that when it was founded in 2015, Fenway Farms, this ballpark has a new way of going green. And it's not just the monster, fellas. It's the herbs grown above the third base line.
Fresh stuff. And not a parasite to be found.
No parasitic lettuce here at the ballpark.
It did look fresh, nice and green, leafy greens. That's what we need.
Yeah, I grew up with a garden out in the little town that I grew up in Geneva.
Did you help mom and dad work on it?
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what I got to do? Weed the garden. The tedious work.
What a play by Palacios! Couldn't get him. Great play though by Richie.
And then got the added chore of going out to help pick blackberries, and all you did was walk back with like micro abrasions everywhere from the thorns. I have no interest in that play. I'm tired of talking about everything going Boston's way. I'd rather talk about the garden and getting cut up by,
I'd take a few micro abrasions over a 4-game sweep here.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Still some time to go, though. I'm not jumping ship.
No. There's plenty of time to go, but you've got to, again, and we've talked about this the entire series, you cannot let them score again. Keep it right here at a 3-run deficit. They were able to come back on the Rays yesterday. They're going to have to do the same thing here today.
Glad to see that those micro abrasions did finally heal up.
They did. And yeah, I mean, you'd get those thorns and they would just, it was worth it though. You'd get enough to make a pie, to do different things Mom would do.
Right center field towards the triangle. Gone.
That ball by Contreras, he's able to stay on that changeup and absolutely stay through the middle of the field, and that ball just kind of got pushed by the wind over towards deep right center. Not fooled at all.
A drive to center by Durbin. Wind won't do anything to this one, and 2 out.
Well,
We need some of your mom's blackberry pie. I can imagine it sitting there up on the windowsill.
Oh,
the wafting through the house.
Yeah, my mom could bake. Oof.
Does she still?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, cakes, pies, cookies, the whole thing.
In such good shape, though. It's amazing, man.
I had to be.
Yeah.
You eat a lot of that, you get busy tomorrow morning.
That's why you did all the
out
weeding.
there running around. Yeah, that's right. And the green beans, picking the green beans, and then having to snap them, to get ready for canning and all that. Just a tedious process, but the end result, always good.
And fresh stuff. Two balls, two strikes. Getting the feeling end of the line here for McClanahan, just shy of 90 pitches. Fresh pretzels. Mullins to the garage door. And that's it. Well, we said the Red Sox couldn't score again, and they do twice. Right now, it's just their world. All Boston, we go to the 6th, and I am tired of hearing myself say that. But that's been the case these 3 days. Counting for the lone run was Victor Mesa Jr. Dave gave us a list. We were mentioning some of the other inside the park home runs by the Rays here at Fenway. We remembered Kiermaier in 2014, Denard Span in 2018, hit that against David Price. Victor Mesa today, and Austin Meadows back in September of 21. Flies out to Abreu, one gone in the 6th. Well, this is the highlight of the day for the Rays.
Yeah, how about that? We're going to go ahead and take a look at a StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud and take a look at the sprint speed of Victor Mesa Jr. as he makes his way around the bases. Where'd he get to? Where'd he get to? Look at this. Look at this. 28.1 feet per second. Safe at the plate. Let's zoom in.
Thankfully, Victor had a better gait than that guy we just saw on the screen, but it worked out the same way.
Yeah, I mean, surprised that the avatar did not blow a hammy.
That's the word.
Yeah,
Avatar.
very stiff.
But BA, it's a results-oriented game. He got in there, looked just like Victor Mesa.
He did. He did. He was not nearly as smooth and/or athletic, but those hamstrings survived.
Yes, they did. One more note about the inside the park is no other team since the Rays came into existence have more than one inside the park home run here at Fenway. The Rays have 4 of them. Here's Craig Kimbrell loosening up. Looks like he will have the 6th. A walk to Palacios. The lefty Moran, the righty Weissert. Well, if you try to come down on the side of optimism, this is a ballpark where you can come back. You've seen it, but Sonny Gray especially in the early innings, looked like he was not on his game today. But like so many good veteran pitchers like him, he'll find it and get through on days without his best stuff and still be able to give you innings. You look at his starts this year, he routinely gets his team to the 7th.
Well, he had gone 6 innings or more 12 times, and that includes his last 8.
Yeah.
Trying to get number 9 here today.
2-2. And that's going back to April 14th. Pardon me, actually, it goes back to May 13th. What's a month here or there? 2-2. There's 1. There's 2. (6-1) Boston through 5.5.
Into the home half of the 6th inning here in Boston. It has been all Red Sox. They lead 6-1. And Craig Kimbrell coming on for the Rays. Well, certainly doesn't look very good.
No.
But you never know. You never know with this game. So we'll see what Craig Kimbrell can do here in relief of Shane McClanahan.
The Rays haven't gone even 0-3 after the All-Star break in 20 years. And they're going to need the offense to pick it up against their bullpen. Meantime, Kimbrell trying to do his thing on a mound that he once really owned here as a closer during some of their winning years. Monasterio, Duran, and Ward for the home team.
Oh.
2-2. He got him, and good to see him on that knuckle curve. That's a pitch that he used to throw in his prime, which in tandem with his fastball was a lethal combo. It's good to see him get a swing and a miss on it too.
Well, he's able to get a lot of sweeping action with it. That's what makes it so difficult. As you see, he kind of throws from a, that lower 3/4 arm angle, tried to pull that ball away from the right-hander, and there's the sweeping action. Got him with that. A little bit of change of speed. Our Orlando Hell slow-mo replay.
And that fastball he still got.
Yeah, he's got an interesting delivery. Obviously, the setup pretty cool, like a pterodactyl, all bent over, ready to go. But then even where he throws a little bit across his body, that lower 3/4 arm angle, almost like upshoots that fastball and then sweeps that knuckle curve right off of it. Can still be effective. Got to throw strikes.
That's it.
As long as he's around the zone and in the zone, he will still continue to get outs.
I wonder too, with a guy like Kimbrell, he's at the top of the league for so long, getting his chance with the Rays, but in that B section of the bullpen, putting his ego aside a little bit, I think, and trying to get this thing going again. He may never be the top closer that he once was, but he's got 2 outs here in the 6th. Shows you he still wants to do this.
Yeah, it shows that he's a competitor, still wants to do it, and understands that this is a merit-based ball game. You just aren't handed, your status back. You've got to come back and earn it. And so he understands. Yeah, I'm not maybe where I want to be right now, but if I go out there and continue to throw the ball well, execute my pitches, get outs, put up zeros. We've seen it. You'll get a more, important role, so to speak.
There is no better place to come these days when you're trying to figure out something as a pitcher than the Tampa Bay Rays. Kyle Snyder and the whole pitching department incredible lab that they have. Kimbrel looking for a quiet 6th. So Sonny Gray's day is done. Greg Weissert looks like he's next up. Down the right field line. Mesa making the call, but it's out of play. I'd like to think too, BA, that for Kimbrel, just because of the stature that he carries, just by being in the clubhouse, but by being around the young pitchers, they're going to listen to whatever he has to say. And whether you're a reliever or a starter, this is the guy that's gotten a lot of outs for a very long time.
In the biggest of spots.
You bet.
Yeah, you'd be foolish to not listen.
Love that setup. Just a classic setup. Unique. Only one that's ever really done it like that. And he has a 1-2-3 inning and gets both strikeouts on off-speed stuff. Good looking inning for Craig Kimbrel. Fenway Park, hosting the hottest team in the game this year. Longest winning streak going. Not just now, but at any point for any team this year. The Brewers won 14 in a row last year, and the Twins won 13 in a row last year. More proof, though, that it doesn't automatically guarantee a whole lot of success. Twins didn't make it. Of course, the Brewers did. Who's this guy? I like that only the one part of the mustache has made it through the mask.
Yeah, that's an interesting look. The luchador. Is that El Grande? No, not Americano. El Grande
Rayo, there you go. And it's a Randy Rosarena mask.
Ah, there you go.
I'll bet he was at Randy Land a time or two.
A little bit crooked.
Unless he wants it that way.
I don't think so.
No?
I think that he would want that mustache. There's too much care taken to that one side. Yeah. He would want the whole thing shown.
Lifted by Fiducia to left. And off the wall. And Hunter flying into second base. He has got a double. And that starts something for the Rays here in the 7th.
Well, something going the Rays' way. That ball, a high fly ball to left field. Duran tries to give himself every opportunity, and you can see where it hit up on top of that scoreboard. And Weissert's like, "Are you kidding me? That's a double."
Here it is. No other place probably, but here it is.
You'd take anything right now. I mean, you take anything right now, and you're into that Boston bullpen, and we know how tough that bullpen can be. But they weren't really moving anything off Sonny Gray, even though they had some chances.
It'll advance the runner, but cost the Rays an out. Giovanni Moran up on the Red Sox pen. Time called. Connor Wong with a walk to the hill. All ready to go. 0-1 the count to Aranda. Fiducia third, 1 out. It has gotten late early for the Rays on this Sunday. One and one. Fouled back to the left side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, we're going to be heading to Toronto, and Nick Martinez will do what he can to try to get his 9th win and the Rays off the schneid, as they say. Dylan Cease goes tomorrow, the all-star starter. A pair of all-star right-handers go tomorrow for game 1 up in Canada. This is what it's going to look like. Blue Jays haven't announced anyone for Wednesday, but that's the matchups.
They're going to challenge and they're going to win this. That is strike 3. Unfortunately.
2 out. Well, if the series doesn't end up the way we want, you look at Yandy Diaz and Jonathan Aranda, each 1 hit in the series.
Wow.
I know you can't lay it all on them, but if you do shut those guys down, well, you're probably going to win the game. Caminero flies out, and the Rays down to the last 6 outs. Time to stretch. 6-1 Boston. Sunday 7th inning against the top of the Boston order. This is Friday in game 1 of the doubleheader. A couple of runs in 2 innings. And the way things are headed, they might want him to go 2 today and save everybody else. You know, the way you get to beat another team is not let their big closer get in. And Baker will not have pitched in the series, while Chapman got in 2 times. Something to think about, though, as we do go to this 7th inning. If the Rays get swept, well, they swept the Red Sox, and they were already 5-1 against them coming into this series. So a 5-5 tie in the season series, and the Rays will have to win the series back at Tropicana Field against them to finish it off and clinch that if things were to get into a case where they needed to beat them out by a game or so. Like the Rays lead the Yankees in the season series. Rays need 1 of those 4 in New York at the end of the year if it were to be tied to win the season series, and they'll need to win 2 out of 3 against them at Tropicana Field later this year. Caminero slings it across. A good looking play, 1 out.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the reason why he was able to make that play look as easy as he did is after Junior fielded that ground ball and he was way down by the ground. Watch his hips. I like to point this out when you're throwing on the run away. Look, he gets the hips squared to first base. That's the only way that you can make the accurate throw. And that's difficult to do with all your momentum taking you to foul territory. He's able to get those hips swiveled around so that when he releases the baseball, he's facing first base, even though he's in a compromised position. You know, he's off the ground. But those hips got swiveled, and he got that throw over there. That was a heck of a play.
You know, you watch it on TV, you watch baseball long enough, it looks like, okay, it's a fairly long throw. But you go down to the field, first base looks like it's in the next county.
Yeah, it really is. A ground ball deep shortstop. And then take a look how far you've got to make that throw. It's a long way.
Yes, it is.
No doubt. And even across the diamond. And when you're talking about you're fielding a ground ball up the third base line heading towards the coach's box over there and having to get your hips swiveled, your body all the way across the field. I mean, you're throwing it over your left shoulder, which is why a lot of guys, if they don't get those hips swiveled, the ball sails on them and it stays to the arm side and it's wide of the bag. But if you're able to do what Junior did, then you can make that throw, and he did it as well as could be expected.
Kevin Cash has said that that's one of the things for Junior that, I don't know if the word has come naturally, but he has made it look normal and routine, and is one of his best assets as a third baseman is charging into the baseball and making those accurate throws from awkward positions.
That comes down again to body control and being able to get those hips swiveled.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, the ball's going to carry on you. It's gonna carry to that arm side.
Fine play by Caminero. Incidentally, the Red Sox do come to Tropicana Field. It's late September. What will be the season series on the line? September 18, 19, and 20. In fact, it's the last home games of the year for the Rays. You don't think they'll remember this series? Better believe. Landscape could look different by then, in any direction. And a line to center and a run down by Mullins. Think of this, with the Dodgers playing the Yankees and up 8-2 in the 9th inning of game 1. Even if the Rays lose here and if the Dodgers hold on, the Rays would still be in first by 2. And if the Dodgers lose, pardon me, if the Yankees lose again, they'd actually pick up half game. So we'll see. So the rooms to go standings, Rays still in control, but this has been a hard series to live through. Caught by Caminero. Side retired. We'll go to the 8th now, and the offense needs to save the day. The 8th, Giovanni Moran, a left-hander, is summoned to face Mullins, Simpson, and Mesa Jr., 3 left-hand hitters. And 0-1. Chopped up the middle. Monasterio retires Mullins. Well, don't miss the celebration of Cuban heritage presented by Rums of Puerto Rico at Tropicana Field, July 24th. Rays will take on the Cleveland Guardians. Show your pride with the Cuban heritage ticket package that includes a seat to the game and a Cuban heritage snapback. Visit RaysBaseball.com/Cuba. Here comes Chandler Simpson against Moran. Chandler with a double today. In fact, the Rays have a homer and 2 doubles. Half their hits for extra bases. And Victor Mesa Jr. rounded the bases even though it didn't leave the yard. Homering in back-to-back games. But the lead didn't last. Softly hit. Safe. Mike Estabrook on the call, and Simpson. As we say, we say you can't hit it in the air. If he's going to hit it on the ground, a lot of times you'd prefer it to be soft, which goes against the current, low exit velo is kind of what you want from him sometimes.
You get a guy having to charge that and then make a flawless play. Couldn't have done it much better than Gonzalez did. Did not matter. The speed just too much. And he gets that front foot down on the front of that bag.
So a 2-hit day for Chandler Simpson. Pretty good move by Moran, but Simpson easily back. Goes to bunt, missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Funny, every year looks a little bit different. And this little stretch that the Rays are on right now is reminding me a little bit of 2008, the great year when the Rays struggled so much going into the break. And this is like that on the opposite side, struggling coming out of the break.
Well, if they don't come back and do something here in this game, maybe leaving the country will help.
Whatever works. I'm ready to do it. 2 out here in the 8th.
Wrapping up this game and heading north of the border to Toronto.
You got your passport, right?
I do have my passport. Checked it for the 4th time this morning.
Buddy system, got to make sure my buddy's got it.
Every time that Westy sends out one of those alerts, you immediately go in, even though you know it's there.
Yes. You know, one time when I was working with Dave on the radio side, it was just like this, although it was a night game. We were heading to Toronto, and one of those little alerts or texts came, and he looked in his bag, and it was not there. So, the passport, I mean. So the game's still going on, and Dave remembered, oh, I bought a new bag, and I forgot to switch the passport over. His old suit, bag, his roller bag with the computer and everything, was left back at the hotel that we had already checked out of. And it's like the 8th inning, and we're about to go to Toronto. And I'm like, I got it. See if you can get your passport. Our engineer, the late, great Dave Powers, sped from the ballpark. They ran to his car. I'm the only one at the booth doing the game. The engineer is gone, and my partner's gone.
Oh, no way.
And they sped back to the hotel to go find his suitcase. They were expecting they were going to be going through dumpsters to find him. But as it turned out, the maids had not cleaned Dave's room yet. This is hours after we had checked out. And they got the key to the room. They had to convince the hotel people that, yes. By the way, the game's running out, and the bus is going to leave to Canada. And they're not waiting for us. And wouldn't you know it, they got the key to the room, and there was the old bag. It was still waiting next to the garbage can where he had left it. It was that close to being thrown out. He got it. They sped back to the ballpark, and he made it back to the booth.
Made it in time.
And we went to Canada.
Wow.
We almost lost Dave that day.
What a sinking feeling. Realizing, and then realizing where it's at.
Yes.
We don't have a whole lot of time.
Late in the game.
Mission impossible.
Palacios will get this game to the home end. Well, we've all got our passports. We're all ready to go, and it's time to leave Boston. At least it will be in about an inning. Union Home Mortgage. They're singing here at Fenway Park like they always do in the middle of the 8th, and they've been singing all weekend long the praises of the hottest team in the game. Red Sox on the verge of a 13-game winning streak as they're taking care of the Rays the way they needed to. They'll pull to within 6 games of the Rays. The question is, though, I mean, how long does a streak like this last? And we won't know. It's lasted 4 more days, or 4 more games at least, that we know.
And this is their longest homestand of the season.
Yeah.
It's a 10-gamer. And they've got some American League East teams coming in here. I'm not sure what order. Well, obviously, I am sure what order. They've got Baltimore coming in. And then after that, after the Rays get done with Toronto, Toronto comes down here to play Boston.
Well, as you full well know, BA, because you've lived this life for your entire adult life, it's not always the team that it's when you're facing that team. And the Rays have hit a lull. They hit it right before the break with that Sunday game against the Mariners.
Yep.
And the Red Sox, to their credit, have been able to keep their momentum through the break And that man's going to have to figure out the answers here.
Yeah, and I wasn't as concerned about the Rays hitting a lull.
Yeah.
I was much more, and concerned's not the right word because I'm not concerned with what happens with the Red Sox season.
No.
But I was really interested to see if the break would hurt them.
No.
You know, they won those 9 games in a row going into the All-Star break, all on the road.
Yep.
And you're like, we talked about it game 1 of this series. Said the worst thing for Boston was the break. You know, when you're playing and you're on a heater like that, you don't want a day off. The guys want to keep playing. Like, we're winning every single day for the last week and a half. The last thing we want is a day off. Well, you got 4 days off. Mm-hmm. But, man, they've picked up right where they left off.
Pretty impressive. But then the question is, whenever it does end, will they be able to gather the momentum still? Because every year baseball history tells us you can't have this kind of run go on forever. Heck of a play by Walls. 2 down. Calling all Golden Rays. If you're 60 or older, it's not me yet, but it's time to enjoy America's favorite pastime for less. The Tampa Bay Rays offer special discounted tickets just for seniors. Catch the excitement and cheer on the Rays at Tropicana Field. Visit RaysBaseball.com/golden. Count me in 5 years.
Ooh.
At least I hope so.
Yeah, right.
This weekend's taking years away, I think. Monasterio takes a strike. You have a little longer to get to the Golden Ray age.
Not much.
I'm just ahead of you.
Not much.
You know, the thing too about the Red Sox, they've had to do all this just to get to 500. You know, they've been so down within the division. They were 6-17 within the division, and now they've gone on a heater just to get. They're still 3 games under 500 against the division. So it reminds me of the 2014 Rays. You remember that team? I think they got off to like a 24-42 start, something just horrendous. And then they got on a streak, not in a row like this, but they got to 500. They got just above it, and then the air came out of the balloon. And in the last 2 months, we're trying to find it again. We'll see what happens to this Boston team as the weeks go by. It's like that basketball analogy. You're down a bunch. You make a furious comeback. You can take the 3-pointer to hit the lead, and whether you hit it or not, well, there's the momentum. It flips back the other way. So that's what makes it interesting about 162. But I tell you what it might do is change their thought process, and I would think it would, to the deadline. I mean, it was looking like they were going to be dealing Chapman potentially, and Duran potentially, and Sonny Gray potentially. Well, they may have saved their unit by winning all these games.
And now do they become buyers? Yeah, I guess you would. If you're not going to be a seller, you're going to be a buyer.
Roy Croft gets through 2 scoreless, and we will go to the 9th inning. Holding out hope here at Fenway Park.
I have figured out why that mask is a little crooked.
You want to share, or do we all just kind of know?
Yeah, you kind of know. If you know, you know.
That's it. He knows. Here's Ryan Watson to try to finish this thing and get us on to Canada. Rays need 5 to tie as we go to the 9th. Out hitting the Red Sox, but they are leading by plenty in the only column that matters. So it'll be a 13-game winning streak for the Red Sox here if the Rays don't come back. And Dave, who has had just a tremendous series for us here, doing our statistics and giving us some notes, he looked up the last time the Red Sox won 13 in a row. It'll match their 2nd longest ever winning streak as Walls bangs out a base hit to begin the 9th. You got to go back to 1948, and a 13-game winning streak for that team went from July 18th to the 27th, same sort of time frame. But get this, during that stretch they had no less then 4 doubleheaders. Swept them all.
Well, here's what's funny. When you gave the dates, I'm like the 18th to the 27th. How'd they play 13 games in 9 days?
That's it.
Well, there you go. Wow.
4 doubleheaders. They swept them all. 2 of the doubleheaders came on back-to-back days, and then a single game, and then another doubleheader. So between July 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, they played 7 games and won them all. The 1948 Red Sox. And as he told us too, Ted Williams only played in like 4 of the games. He must have been hurt during that time or whatever. He was back from the war, and he didn't even play all of those games, and they still ripped off 13 straight. 1948. And here we only had 1 doubleheader.
Right.
They had 4. I've never heard of 3 doubleheaders in 4 days before.
No.
They only also had 1 off day during that 13-game winning streak. 1 off day. Scheduling was a little different back then.
Boy. Yeah, I wonder how that would go over today.
It wouldn't.
No.
I don't think it would be allowed. Their longest ever winning streak, 15 in a row, happened 2 years before, early in the 1946 season. And Fiducia walks. It's 2-on, none out for the Rays. And what I wouldn't give to just make them sweat a little bit.
Just give them a run.
Top of the order coming up. And Andrew Bailey to the mound, and there's the hard-throwing Tyron Guerrero.
Yeah, we saw him, what was it, first game of the doubleheader? Whatever. We saw him earlier in this series, and I mean, his stuff.
Throwing fire.
Wow. I mean, triple digits and easy triple digits. And good command.
And on like every pitch, too. It's like 1 or 2 that fell below triple digits. It's like, well, what happened? I mean, you got used to seeing 101, 102.
Yeah, he was impressive.
We might see him. And the last gasp here for Yandy Diaz and Jonathan Aranda next. Each only have 1 hit in the series, which means 1 hit since last Sunday. If you factor in the All-Star break, there's Aranda next. Now or never for the Rays. And Yandy, who has just mashed the Red Sox pitching over his whole career. This one's been a quiet one. Before you get too carried away at what would be the Red Sox on a 21-5 run. Remember, the Rays had the 22-4 run earlier this year. Two and one. Two balls, 2 strikes. Three and two. Stays full to Yandy Diaz, then Aranda, and then Caminero. So, I mean, if you're going to have one of your biggest innings of the year, it couldn't be set up any better. Base hit Walls, walk Fiducia. And one final chance perhaps here for the big 3. Struck him out.
Well, 91 miles an hour, a little cut fastball right there at the top of the zone, and this has really been the story of the series. I mean, opportunities not taken advantage of. You know, Yandy Diaz having a tough series. You don't see that very often.
Mm-hmm. Rays now to the moment 0 for 13 runners in scoring position today. Helped him out there, and it's 0-2. Down to the last out. To left field, and the Rays go winless in Boston. The Red Sox have won 13 consecutive games, tying the second longest streak in their franchise's history, and they pulled themselves to a season high 2 games over 500.
Well, our Advent Health plays of the game. Let's talk about Sonny Gray, and you're going to see him get some strikeouts here, but it was what he did earlier in the game was not as sharp as we expected him to be. The Rays had great opportunity, 2 runners aboard with nobody out in that second inning, and he was able to get out of that. In the third inning, they've got 2 runners aboard, second and third with 1 out, and he's able to wiggle out of that situation too. So those were the 2 big innings where the game still hung in the balance, and you'd landed some body blows to Sonny Gray. You had him in a little bit of trouble, but he was able to make the big pitch in the big spot, get out of those innings, and just like we had not hoped, but we had talked about, what if he settles in now and then the Boston bullpen can do their job, and that's exactly what happened. So Sonny Gray with another fantastic outing, moves to 12-1 on the season.
It's when you're playing a team, and the Red Sox are the story of baseball right now as they have pulled themselves back into relevance. Back with the postgame in a moment.